Hi. Well, let's make a game. I mean, we've been making a game. Let's continue. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to do my usual thing where I need to check the sound. I'd like to think that it's all working. Oh, right. Start the sound. Boom, boom. Yeah. So let's do that. I'm gonna check and make sure that uh, music and the sound effects are all working. Let's see if that's true. Uno momento. Just takes a minute. This is more frustrating for me than anyone who would be watching, I'm sure. But yeah, it's still silly to go through all this. All right. And by the way, you know, we always have things to do in chat as well. Okay. Un momento while I check the sound. It is all good. Oh, that means I think I could actually launch the game. The progress done recently on Shuffle Wars. Well, I should make a command for Shuffle Wars. I didn't even think about that. A game or whatever. Yeah. So that in chat you could type like, exclamation game or something. Yeah, that might conflict with the games I play, I guess. I don't know. Hey, whatever. Um, we're in Unity and we're making a game. And so I want to show the progress on the game that has happened recently. Oh, I could look at pretty stuff first. Sure. Um, we are going to have special effects, and I'll explain why in a minute. But just gander at the awesomeness of the stuff. We have a flare. Pretty, right? It has a solid core that is high contrast, and that's intentional. There's going to be more like explosion and other kinds of things, but a flare is common for other kinds of effects as well. So we have a flare. What else do we have? We got a burst. Nice. And these are like the beginning of a library of effects. The beginning. Because, oh goodness, we need to have lots of pretty effects. So we have a sparkle burst. And I'm going to have a sparkle swirl as well. See how that works? So, yeah, some effects, right? Well, here's why we need so many effects. If I play the game, uh, you would see some of the stuff that's been around for a while. Nothing fancy. Behind the scenes, however, there's been some data manipulation. And since that's boring, did that off stream. But along with our profile and keeping track of the stats of our gameplay, we have the ability to go into a campaign, and we might click on the campaign and get our narrative about why we're doing this and all this stuff, and we can help them or ignore them. We might say, wow, this one's going to be tough. And they do have an increase in AI difficulty as you go up. And sometimes there's a 4-stage campaign, and the last one is really tough. That's what it's meant to be. We're going to increase the difficulty of this AI soon. But you might say, oh, it's really tough. I need my pearls. These are things you get when you complete a campaign. And this account has already collected 4. I think in total we have 15 pearls right now, but we're going to have 64. So the more pearl ideas, the better, but these are meant to be used in battle, and they are meant to help your forces win. So they're meant to be sort of over-the-top helpful things. What I've added recently is the ability to take them. Okay, so you could take the speed boost now and decide, oh wait, I actually want this one. You can revoke the speed boost and take the ice drop. Okay, now so far this doesn't sound very exciting, but if you read the instructions or read the rules that are going to be implemented when this happens, you see how this could actually help in battle. We're going to freeze our enemy forces. Well, we don't have the ability to actually manipulate the rules of the game yet. But let's imagine we got our pearl. We've taken it into the match. So now this little thing in the corner, this tray, is going to hold our pearl. And I don't really have the visual representation of that pearl yet. But we have done, well, let's just say I've done a frustrating round of design work on the cards themselves and grudgingly admitted that the current design, which is very simple, happens to be very readable, and my redesigns just were not readable. So I have to stay with this for now until I find something better. I'm not happy with that idea at all, but it's what we got. Speaking of not happy, and it's what we got, I'm gonna have to stick with these. And we'll go for it. So we brought our pearl into battle, and I think I need to actually disable it so we can't just drop it while we're looking at our cards, because it's not meant to be there. It's supposed to be here. So we've laid our cards down, and they march into battle. You know, got a card back that likewise, I needed to do some progress on the design of the cards, but I'm not happy with this yet. It's readable, and that's the most important part. So that's what I'm doing. But you might be like, oh man, I know I'm going to lose this battle, so I need to do something. Actually, we're going to do pretty well. Not only is the health and defense higher, but our enemy health is weak. So we might be okay this round. We might be. Don't know. Oh, okay. So we might say, oh no, we need help. I'm going to drop my pearl. Oops, too late. Oh, that was terrible. Okay, so it was a bad example. I would not have wanted to drop the pearl at a time like that where I would have lost it. But you see what I did? I clicked on the tray, dragged it in, and dropped it, right? I'm actually going to get out of this. That would have been terrible to lose to drop the pearl at a bad time. I should have played it through, but I wanted to come out and show you what that means when I dropped it. Now when I look at my pearls, this one, it happens to be ice drop, is on a cooldown, meaning I have dropped it, and although I didn't finish the match I was in, that would have said matches remaining 4. Now there's matches remaining 5, and it's going to take me 20 minutes. Both of those things have to be satisfied before this is done with its cooldown. So I cannot take it, and instead I have to wait this long. I have to play that number of matches, and I have to wait that time. Of course, I could cheat, which I just did. And by cheating, I'm getting rid of the cooldown. But the idea is if I play my cards, right? Pun intended. And I use my pearl wisely, it's going to help me in battle. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to do better. Let's do over. Let's do a mulligan here. So, okay. I know I'm going to need help on this one. So now I'm going to do this, and before they do anything, I'm going to drop my freeze, my ice blast, would freeze them so they couldn't attack, but I could attack, and I would, that was a good one. I got that attack off. I have a card advantage, so I'm going to win this round. I might use it the first round. I might say, wait, I might win the first round without it. And so I'll save it and use it in the second round to win the match. You might weigh that against saving it entirely so that you don't have a cooldown on that pearl because you like that pearl. See, there's strategy involved. You might want to use it if you need it, and you might want to save it. So, along with our ability now to grab a pearl, bring it into a match, and drop it, and we see those effects now. I did start the process to get our AI to also do that, so I can cheat that and make that sort of happen. Let me see. Yeah, so he's got a tray now, and they come in and drop something too. So the selection of pearl that they have is going to be likewise random, but in that way that we have rare pearls and common ones. So, I mean, I could cheat it again. Just it doesn't do anything yet, so it doesn't matter if I drop more than one pearl. But some pearls have. I mean, we have been just coming up with the rules for what the pearls do. After those descriptions are done, then I can sort out what these pearls actually need to do. For example, where would this AI want to drop the pearl? If it happens to be this pearl will affect a particular enemy, then I need them to pick one of my cards that's on the table. Sometimes it's just going to affect everything on the battlefield. Sometimes it's actually going to affect the battlefield itself, and where you drop the pearl matters because it one of them opens a pool of lava. So I'm going to have to do more on the AI of it, but only after I know what it is we're doing. So along with all of the rules that the pearls are going to invoke, those need to be coded, and I have a good idea about that. We'll talk a little bit about today. We have the ability to, I won the match, which means I defeated the boss of this campaign. Cool. So when you do go through a campaign and you defeat, you can't go through the campaign without defeating those enemies. But if you get to the end and defeat that boss, then you get not just the resolution of that story, but you get a pearl. See, that's where these have been coming in. So I've been coming up with a few pearl ideas, been posting them on Discord, and I'll go ahead and put the link to Discord because there is an application and people can download that application for free and come up with pearl designs themselves, take a screenshot and post it on Discord. I would like lots of inspiration to help fill out what I would want is 64 different pearls. We have the space for it. We have everything except the rules that they do, which of course what's really going to happen is these pearls are going to cheat. just like I do when I need to cheat. So we found a pearl, cool. And now it's in my collection. Cool. This one's on cooldown. So I could take another one and then look at this and be like, oh wait, I like this one instead, so I'll put that one, put the other one back and take this one. So this is what the game loop looks like now. It's been extended because um, there's now the campaigns, the progression of your experience and levels, the collection of pearls that actually come back and help you with more matches. And it's all meant to encourage players to play longer, play more often, to find new things to do. There's already emergent gameplay that happens when you look at just this core gameplay. The formations, the selection of cards, the way you deal with lanes in a battle. There are tactics you can learn, but it takes a while to learn them. To help players go through that many matches to learn, we needed things that were interesting enough to come back and play again and again. So you could see those. So that's where we are, because we have, I need to sort of put down the card redesign, because although I am not happy with this design, it's what we got, and it's sort of the best we got right now, unfortunately. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and focus on the pearls. What we have is mostly complete on everything outside of this screen, because this screen is where the pearls actually get dropped. And now that we have a pearl drop manager, so you can take a pearl and bring it into a match and then drop it when you need to. Oh, I do need to implement a way to put it back, because I just realized this pearl opens up, is used when a lane opens up. It'll make a wall. That was the description. It's called Jade Wall. And so I realized earlier, actually, I need a mechanism to come back and place it back in the tray. But if I let go right now, it's just going to drop anyway. I mean, it looks cool. Just having the mechanism to drop is fun, and it looks fun to see it drop. Is this 3D? Is that shadow, being cast from light and blah, blah, blah? No. There's 2D layers that are being manipulated to look like it's dropping from a height and hitting the ground. So, yeah. You'll see a shadow come in, but literally that's another element that's just a black spot. And it comes in and meets the pearl at the moment it's supposed to hit the ground. So, all right. I will complete this match and try to implement that. I guess it's called a cancel, where I've dragged the pearl out in the battlefield and then I said, oh wait, I don't want it now. I need to put it back. And if you let go here where the tray is, where you've picked it up, it's fine. You can just set it right back. I think the rest of this mechanic of the pearl dropper, it's one tool I'm using to manage going to your collection, taking it, and then when you're in a match, picking it up and dragging it and dropping it. That's all this tool needs to do. It's going to signal to another tool to actually implement the rules. And I do that in general to organize, so that there are tasks that different tools are in charge of. And when there's a problem, I know exactly which tool to go to, and no tool gets too big. But I'm doing it again here for that same reason. And also the Perl dropper isn't just here where I click and drag and drop. This tool also needs to exist throughout the rest of the game because you go to the collection screen to take, and it remembers which one you took. I can go back to the collection screen and say, hold on, wait, I want to revoke that and get a different one. I can even log out or quit the game or log in a different account, and it needs to know what to do. Like it revokes the Perl automatically. So it is a separate tool because of the functionality it needs to do. In this screen, there's a lot that needs to happen, but its job, the Perl Effect Manager, I guess is what it's going to be called. The Perl Effect Manager is going to have to do the cheats. It's going to have to cheat to handle the things that the Perls need to do. Hey, we won. So if we were that Perl manager, and I often do this when I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with a script. Some code needs to manipulate the game. It's game coding, right? I will often manually figure out what I would do if I were doing it, right? In this case, I'm in the game, and let's say I needed to buff the stats of all my cards. I'm going to raise their defense by 2 up to a maximum of 10. This is literally the rule on one of the Perls. Buff the stats on all my cards. Their defense is raised by 2 up to a maximum of 10. Okay. I would literally go to this script, and right now it is the prototype testing script. It needs to be refactored. It was born from something much simpler, and needs to graduate to be more efficient. But I'm also going to take into account things that we need to do here with our Perls. And so I'm glad I haven't refactored this yet, because this needs to also accommodate Perl effects. For example, this change is actually going to be relatively simple. When I'm in battle, there are cards on one side, cards on the other, and they have a battle order. So this one tool that I'm now cheating and looking at and manipulating handles all of the combat, including, say, here's the hit points, right? I could heal my cards right here. Well, if I need to, say, raise the stats, the defense of my stats by 2, here it is. I can just change it from 7 to 9, from 8 to 10, from 7 to 9. Boom, I just cheated and raised the stats of my cards. This is exactly what the Perl Effect Manager is going to have to do. It's going to have a reference to this tool, come in and manipulate things depending on what the rules of that Perl are. This one was relatively easy. Healing a card, likewise, is actually relatively easy. They've got one, this card had 1 hit point left. Crazy. Actually, probably got a luck one. But if I needed to change, raise its health, for example, by 5, okay, there you go, boom. Easy. I can do lots of things, like resurrect a card that has died and been discarded, because we have those cards. We could do anything. We really can cheat and do anything. Not all of it is going to happen here on this tool, but a lot of it is. So the Perl Effect Manager is a tool that I'm going to have to develop. But having done all of the work around it, this is now something we can focus on. Okay, so I defeated Old Donut, and now I'm going to come back to the campaign and say, well done, Old Donut. has lifted the spell and returned the dancing sash of the maiden to the kind townspeople just in time for the solstice celebration. So they are feeling, ooh, not nice? Happy to help. So we got a step through our campaign thanks to our pearl dropping. I mean, seriously, the pearl didn't do anything, but we can pretend that it did, right? These pearls are on cooldown, and you see that if you start using all your pearls, now you got a lot of waiting to do. I mean, I think we actually are almost done with the time on this one. If that doesn't matter, I still have to play 3 matches. And likewise, I could grind through matches really quick, but it doesn't matter because the time is also there, right? I've adjusted some of the stats for the cooldown for these pearls based on what I'm seeing, for example, as the time it takes to play a match. So now, roughly speaking, if I have a match cooldown of 3, so you have to play 3 matches before it comes back, I also do a time remaining of 15 minutes, so about 5 minutes a match. That feels closer to a reasonable cooldown for these things. And as we've been saying, having a cooldown on these pearls means that that can be used to balance a lot of power. These pearls can have a lot of power now and do crazy, crazy things, and that's okay because we can balance it with a very long cooldown. So this is a relatively minor pearl. It's speed boost, but I'm going to use it against I'm going to use it against Lord Lamb Trouble in my boss battle here. In case I need a speed boost. Now see, now I look at my cards differently because if I have a speed boost, I'm going to raise their speed by 10. I might not mind so much that this has a speed of 1 and really just want to use the fact that it's got a 10 power, for example. I could raise this speed by 2 and get to 7. That's pretty good. In fact, both these could be raised to 7. This would be raised to 9, and that's great. It means they're going to go first. Okay, I'm like these cards. So now I may not want to drop my pearl round 1. Let's see what cards I come up against, right? Could be, though, that my opponent decides that they're going to drop their pearl. Let's see what that might look like. So they realize that they want to drop their pearl. Boom. And so now I'm dealing with the effects of whatever they dropped. Actually, I don't think I need to use it. No, I will use it. So I'm going to pretend like I used it. Boom, right? Which, actually, I think we both have a speed boost. So I need more pearls. I really want a variety. And so that would mean in the battle, the cards that we're playing have their speed raised. There we go. So that's exactly what my Pearl Effect Manager would do. Now, I would love to actually see the bar raised up, actually. Maybe that's something else the Effect Manager could do. This is what I mean by I'm glad I didn't refactor this prototype tool yet. The prototype that's running the combat in the battle is a bit of a mess. Needs to be revised. But I'm glad I haven't done it yet because now I realize there are things. There are things like it's setting the stats and these bars is something that script handles. Having it also revise the stats if they are raised because of a Pearl effect is something that I didn't anticipate, but now I know. I'm really glad I haven't already refactored this tool. refactoring. Typically, what we're talking about is making it more efficient while the functionality is, well, the same. Like we don't change how it works, but we change its efficiency, but it does the same thing. Um, in our case, though, we're also going to accommodate something new that we hadn't realized we were going to need. This Perl effect manager now needs to not just run a battle, the prototype tool is running the battle, but it also needs to accommodate this new changing of stats, teleporting cards, um, preventing a lane from collapsing because of the Jade Wall, etc. Until we know what all the Perl effects are, it doesn't make sense to refactor this tool yet. I'm wondering how many Perl effects I could just quickly code up, though. While I develop the Perl effect manager, I will have some simpler Perl effects to implement, and we can try it out. Cool. There is one aspect of when you have a lot of different effects going on, because we could, it's possible we decide that bringing in one Perl into a match is okay, but bringing in 3 is fun. We might decide that. I don't know. We do. I would like to have this tool flexible enough to handle it. This is similar to other tools that are super common in games, like a music manager, for example, or a sound manager, where sounds need to be played all the time, sometimes a lot of sounds. Then those sounds need to stop and not take up resources on the machine, etc. So that's an example of a kind of manager that is similar to what we need to do. I want to be able to drop a Perl, and it creates an effect that this manager is remembering, is going on, is handling, is undoing potentially when the effect is done, is tracking how long it should go. So it's not just changing numbers, but it could be changing them back. It could be tracking time. It could be displaying a particular effect and then removing the effect in a fun way. And because it's not just one effect, but potentially lots and lots of effects, they all need to work together. And rather than go down the road of trying to figure out the interactions between 64 different Perls, where there might be n number of effects engaged at any one time. I mean, that literally explodes to like over 4,000 different combinations just interacting with 2, right? Instead, each effect has its own rule set, and it can be stood up and engaged and taken down all on its own, and they are modular. They can be started, stopped. Hey, we won our match. This is similar to a design that I coded and had ready to go that was super flexible for a completely different game. So I'm excited to actually implement it because it never got implemented in that game because, well, the feature didn't go that far. I was volunteering that it was available, and it was not. It didn't make it into the game. But this one, I think it's a really good application. So we're going to be able to make our Perl effect manager flexible and able to accommodate anything we want for our Perls. Now that Lord Lamb Trouble is defeated, the spell has been broken. The orphan sprites are cheering, but the mixtape of dance songs is free from the ice just in time for the fancy cookie day. Isn't that nice? We're good people. Happy to help. And we found a pearl because we did that. Right? So we got a power boost. Cool. So we had health boost, we had speed boost, now we got power boost. We have Mega Blast too. The boost pearls are one of the first ones on the list, and so they're actually very common. They aren't terribly powerful. They do raise the stats on all of your cards, but just by 2, up to a maximum of 10. And I think that's a very modest buff to your forces. I think, some of these other ones are actually more powerful. So getting the display thingy to work, getting this whole screen to do its thing, I'm happy with the results so far. And I think just that one mechanism to put back a pearl that you're like changed your mind in battle. I think that's the last thing I need to do with this tool. This tool is here now handling all this with the collection screen. But when I take, it's actually talking to that tool. So that tool is still here. And I could take it into a quick play if I want. I just wasted a pearl drop. I should prevent people from dropping a pearl at a bad time. Yeah, let's do one thing at a time. First things first, I want to do this. I want to make it so, okay, I've selected my pearl. I'm going to get this health boost. And I'm going to go into a match. And now that I've got this pearl out, I say, oh no, I don't really want to drop it. I'm still holding on to it. I can put it right back here and drop it here, and it doesn't actually drop like that. That's the mechanism I want to do. Let's do it. I could show you the redesign of the cards too. I'm so sad about this card redesign effort because it just didn't work out well. I'm so sad about it because I thought I had a clever idea, and it's just I'm not what I'm sad about is that I didn't get any progress. Right? That there wasn't any progress made because this does not make it better. This absolutely did not make it better. All right. This is the redesign. And I tried to make these dials for the stats as big as possible, but the problem is you just can't read them. Let me demonstrate. I was thinking, oh, if I have a compact way to display the stats, then I don't need to use all that room on the bar chart. That bar chart is so big, I could have more room for a picture and stuff. Well, great idea in theory. There's all the dials. Power, defense, speed, health, luck. I made them as big as possible because there was a problem. Let's look at the health. You see the H? See the health? Really? Can you see it? Oh yeah? What about now? Can you read it now? How much health? Can you see that? What about when it's a 5-lane overtime round and the camera zoomed way back? Could you read it then? No, you can't. It's sad because this is a compact way to show the stats. It does not, it breaks the game by making it unreadable, where before I could look at the cards when they turn over and quickly assess, okay, how am I doing versus how are they doing? I can't read that. I can't discern what's going on very quickly at all. I can't react fast enough to do my thing. I mean, I could slow the battle down so you could have time to read it, but you see what I'm doing there? I'm totally accommodating the stupid dials instead of accommodating the player. So, yeah, look how, now that we're pulled all the way back, try to read that. Terrible. Awful. I have to be like this. I mean, even then, I'm missing the numbers that help me see where there's a good card or a bad card. So I had to go through all the way to making the dials bigger and trying it again, but this is just garbage. I really like the big picture. Too bad the rest of it is, I mean, this is just unusable. This is not okay. So I have to completely abandon the dials on the cards. I'm going to use the dials somewhere else because it might make sense in the cooldown or something. But this totally doesn't work. And so begrudgingly, I just went back to the original card design for now and touched it up a little bit. You know, I'm a bit defeated on that because it was a bit of work to get this far, and yet I can't see how that helps. It doesn't make it better. It doesn't make this design of the card better at all. It looks cool until you try to read the stats, and that's actually the critical information that you can't use. And you could just sit back and watch the pretty effects, I guess, the temporary effects. But yeah, here's an overtime round. Let's try and read these stats, right? Let's stay objective, not be in love with our own design, be an advocate for the player, and try to do what they need, which is read. Yeah, I can't read these stats. I can't tell what's going on fast enough. I'm squinting to see very particular things. It's even hard to read the vertical layout of stats. I liked the horizontal. And maybe I'm just used to that, but this is not a step forward. So I have to totally abandon the dial on the card. That's okay. It's all right. It's okay. We didn't get an opportunity. That's not a bad thing. We just didn't get a good thing. It's okay. We actually learned that that was a bad direction to go, and we learned the benefits of the design that we had. So, you know, I guess that's something. I guess. I even tried a version of the old card design with a couple of modifications. Namely, instead of this landscape style picture, doing a large full-sized one. And again, I'm just nerfed because it's the bars that need to be read. And so I'm doing two bad things. I'm covering up the pretty picture and I'm making the bars hard to read. So, yeah, it's sad, but this is actually the best design we have so far. So, in order to maintain progress and move forward properly, yeah, we're staying with the old design for now until we find something better. All right. When we are in the battle, dropping a pearl and wanting to put it back, we're using our new pearl dropper script. And it's the pearl dropper script that's actually handling that little tray in the corner. And letting the AI randomly select Pearl and drop it themselves. I was playing around a little bit with like getting it to like drag it around in like a curve and stuff. I think I could kind of do a better job with that. I like animation, and this could be done better. Uh, Dragging it around. Here it is. I think perhaps. I mean, it's something to do with this like these paths. I've only got 3 points, but I'm just going between them. And it's interesting that it kind of does a curve to the first one and then a straight line to the second one, which isn't, well, it's not what I want. I want it to look like it's deciding where to go. And maybe it does like spiral around or something like that. Anyway, I'll get there. Okay, here's the tray. It's being displayed. This is the tray for the AI. This is the tray for us. There it is. And when we click on it, this is when we pick up the pearl. This button is not actually used for the pickup because I realized you actually need to click, and when you release, it's done. Actually, this would be a good way to confirm that the thing we're about to make works, because you need to click and drag off the button. This is doing it a different way. Okay. This is our tray. And this is how, you know what, this mechanism here that I used to display the tray, it's actually a pop-up box that you also use for buttons and for labels and things. Well, it is able to detect when I am hovering over it. That's precisely what I'm doing when I pick it up. Is the mouse position inside that rectangle? That's exactly what this says. Does the rectangle contain the mouse position? If that's true and I click down, right, then I am picking up the pearl. Well, I think I should also be able to say on the frame where I release the mouse button, if I'm also here, I should have a way to undo this pearl pickup. This take a pearl, revoke a pearl is happening at the collection screen. And then here on update, frame by frame, I'm checking to see where the mouse is, and I'm dragging it around. So if I let go, it catches it here. Kind of want to know which comes first. Does this mouse release, does this happen before or after the GUI function? Because if this happens first, this is going to be easy. I'm looking at a case where it's all, this is inside the mouse, and this is looking messy. Okay. So if I'm inside the tray when I press, then I'm picking it up. If I'm inside the tray when I release. Visual Studio is so helpful up until the thing I actually want. And then it just can't. And then it not only is it not suggesting the thing I want, but it's actually throwing up a selection list in the way, so I can't read the thing I want to read that's behind it. Oh, Visual Studio. Okay, so this is the frame. Yes, returns true during the frame user is releasing it. Let's see which one comes first. This one, GUI, or the other one. Let's see. I will actually need to go get a Perl to test this out. Luckily, lots of my accounts already have lots of Perls. And that's good. But it may indicate that I really need to rethink the whole idea that you will always collect a Perl when you complete a campaign, because it ends up being quite a lot of Perls. Okay, so I'm going to, actually, I need to see this. I'm going to have feedback here, and I'm looking to see which comes first. I'm going to release here in the tray. So I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to release it, and I'm going to see which one comes first, update or on GUI. So here's, I picked it up and release. Oh, on GUI didn't even register. Good to know. So I was wondering how I was going to do it. Now I think I have my answer. I can't do it from here, so I'm not gonna try. All right, let's undo all that we just did. Okay. I'm just trying to make this simple here. Okay. Now it's buttoned down in the tray, right? Well, I wanted to use this I do want to use this because this knows where we are. I mean, I'm already tracking the mouse position. I'm already tracking what this is. This is the perfect place. Okay. Can I help my function in update with something I can do here? That's a good question, because I really do think that makes way more sense to say, I'm already tracking where the tray is and if the tray is up at all. Oh, that's why I'm not getting it on GUI. As soon as I lift up, some of these factors change. The Perl is still taken, but it's no longer held. That's why. Okay, let's do this test again. Let's do this test one more time, because before this gets chalked out there, update, sorry, on GUI, yes, release, whatever. I forgot what it was called. This is up. We want to see which one comes first. Let's run this test again, because I hope that I can use the information I get on GUI both these are on cooldown. Huh, good thing I can cheat. Okay. So click and drag I'm going to say, oh no, I didn't want to drop it yet. Putting it back. Release. And on GUI happens first. Good. In fact, it seems to happen twice because there's frames rendering. I thought it was just going to do it on the frame. Oh, I have two of these. Wait a minute. Why did it do it twice? Hold on. Why did it do it twice? Well, okay, so good news. I know which one comes first. Bad news. I have no idea why this happens twice. Literally the same line. Literally the same line. It's interesting. You see how this says returns true during the frame? The user releases the given mouse button. Technically, on GUI is rendering every frame, but what this is telling me is it's actually rendering two frames while this is just getting updated once. Whatever. Okay, tell you what. I know that I can do this first and then tell update. Hold on. Don't drop the pearl. Just put it back in the tray. So I will have one function help go. I suppose I should be very thorough and test to make sure it does not do that when I'm not in the tray, but I'm pretty sure I'm good there. So, what would it take to pick up to put down gently the pearl, not drop it? To return the pearl, that's what I'm going to say. What would it take? Well, let's look at pickup and do the opposite, yeah? Pick up. So I do say pearled held false and dragging true. So I want to make those opposite. I also make a brand new copy of the pearl. I want to make that the opposite by deleting this pearl. I also make a shadow, but I can delete that at the same time. Set the color. That's it. Okay, so to return pearl to tray, just to make it clear, to tray. This is a separate function just to keep it nice and organized. Takes no input because I don't care. Okay. I do not need to do it for player 1. That's the AI. I only need to do it for player 2. Okay. So, Perl object is the name of player 2's thing. I will simply say destroy. I think that does it. I will, for now, log back so I understand that I am returning Perl. And call this at a good place. Where should I call this? I guess I could call from right there, can't I? Because if I set the held to true and the dragging to false, this won't even run. Let's confirm that theory, but I think that's true. I'm completely interrupting the drop. Okay, let's confirm that theory. If that's true, then I can just call it from right here. Bing, bang, boom, done. That would be nice if it was so simple and easy like that. I tell you, yesterday I was having such a hard time just getting the simplest things done. I'd like to have an easy day today, please. Yes, please. Speaking of an easy day, I'm thinking about tea. Might get tea in a moment. Let's see if this works, and I'll go get tea. What? No. Give me my layout, please. By the way, if you use Unity, you might be like, what the heck layout is this? Well, Smarty Pants, it happens to be the original layout that is best. Definitely. That's why it's at the top of the list of layouts, by the way. I just modified it slightly for my screen, but it shows the inspector, what is details in Unreal Engine. So when I select something, it shows me the details of that thing. The project, which is the file system that's directly mirrored on my hard drive, and what's in this scene in its own hierarchy, plus, of course, the scene view and the game view. This is the best. If I want to pop up the console, I just click this thing. This makes everything easy to read, and I rarely, if ever, have to manipulate this layout. I'll tell you right now, there's one other thing. If you work with this default 2-panel project, it's garbage. There's no reason to have this. No, just stop. Just do this. And it's simple. It's easy. You see everything you need. So I stand by this layout. Okay. We need um we need more pearls. We really do. This account has been playing for way too long. Look how many matches played. My goodness. Got lots of pearls. Please. This is what I mean. Like, I've been developing, and so I was away for a while, but like, I would come back and be like, oh, these are all ready to go. But no, I include both a match cooldown and a time cooldown because you might be just going fast or you might be away from the game. Either way, you're going to have to get through something to get your pearl back. I want there to be a penalty for using it. Okay, let's see if we got this. I am clicking, dragging, and I go, oh, wait, no, I don't want it. I want this. Oops. Okay. So clearly, something. It is returning the pearl, and then this also happened. Okay. Why? Come on, go ahead and stop. This is dependent on the mouse button being up this frame, which is true, but this was false. How do I know that? It said returning pearl. Oh, oops. Womp womp. Yes. Pick up pearl does these things. I'm doing the opposite when I put it back. Yeah. Okay. Seriously. I do need tea, huh? Let's try this again. That was human error. I mean, is it anything else? It's never computer error. Computer just does what you want it to do. And if you told it to do dumb things, well, it's more than happy to do dumb things if that's what you told it to do. Okay. Let's grab this. Go here. Do this. Oh, by the way, I found a way to break the game. Talk about it. Okay. Oh, I don't want to. I'm gonna put it back. And yes. Take it out, put it back. Take it out, put it back. Take it out, drop it. Oh, like the little rise up before it falls again. Oh, it's intentional. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get rid of all this logging because it's very nice, but I don't need it. And I'm gonna go get tea too. In a moment. Dip. Oop. Cool. All right. I am gonna get tea. I am gonna get tea. Just watch me. Just watch me. Uh, and while I get tea, you could be in the jungle. Yeah. See? I'm nice like that. Okay. Be right back. So much better. Um, yeah. Uh, so I am going to put down the card redesign because I've gone down that road enough to realize I don't have the answer yet. It's okay. It's just no sense in banging away on that yet until I know what I want to do. Um, what do I want to do? Now that we've got that little mechanism to drop or replace the pearl back in the tray, that's a good user interface thingy because I found myself wanting to be like, oh no, right? We should also um, prevent players from dropping a pearl at a really, really bad time. Let's analyze what those really bad times are and form the rule that I'm thinking of. So, hey, should we make a new account? Yes, absolutely should. Suggestions? I already have chat's profile. It's Doggo. And since we have quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, we are going to do quick fox. Yes. Password? Well, of course. Uh, Foxy? Yeah. Email? Well, fox at fox.fox. Yes. We have a new account. Cool. And let's remember our name is Quick Fox. Hey, do we have a fox? I'm sure we do. That's a bear. That's a bat. Do we have a fox? Actually, do we have a fox? I don't know that we do. This is not quite a fox. It could be a fox, actually. Okay, so I'm going to go a little crazy just finding the red icon. But I've got my tea, so it's all good. Well, we've got deer and turtle. Oh, I think this is our best one. Okay. We found Quick Fox's icon. And of course, it's red. Yes, red. There. Oh, 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 whoa. Quick Fox. Is that too much? Oh, hell no. It's perfect. Okay, so there's Quick Fox. Quick Fox has 0 everything. But let's change that. Let's go into a campaign. My goodness, Quick Fox. You got a big campaign in front of you. Let's tackle Ms. Grape. It's an emergency. Southern pixies are unhappy because Ms. Grape is threatening to take the light of the forest away before the Valley Carnival. Help them. Quick Fox is learning the game and being like, what's all this? You know, so, okay, first of all, that is a dominant strategy. Least health. There have been a couple of times when I've been like, okay, here's where I want to do something different. It's very specific when I see the opponent cards and I want to target a specific card. If that weren't the case, I would say this is trash and we should just get rid of it. But because cards do need to know which one to attack if they have a choice. There's only one, they don't have a choice, doesn't matter. But okay, we're gonna die. Yeah, we're totally gonna die. Okay. So, and I don't know exactly when to have the AI drop a pearl. I would assume it doesn't make sense to have a low-level AI do it, right? In the same way that they are relatively dumb in their card selections, they just take the first cards. They should also not necessarily have the experience enough to have pearls to drop, right? Same way, Quick Fox doesn't have any pearls to drop, so you know. So it's possible. I mean, maybe the bosses. I mean, definitely the bosses of campaigns should have pearls to drop. Yes. Um, Perhaps other ones do as well. Other stages in the campaign. Okay, these are all terrible cards. Yes. I mean, it doesn't hurt to just sort of show it. See how there's like a little curve and then it goes straight? It's like halfway through it's doing a curve, and then the other half, the second half, it's straight. I would like it to be this, S curve or something. I'm gonna need to play around with what this is, because I want it to look like somebody physically dragged it in. And it's not always going to drop right in the middle. It needs to be somewhere intentional, but yeah, work to do on that later. But this tray is also being handled by the same tool, the Pearl Dropper. I realized, oh, that's right, opponents need to drop pearls as well. So I'm going to be a little bit more heads up about the Pearl Effect Manager and have it be player agnostic. In other words, either player can use it. Because I'm literally duplicating code for this one. Okay, so I shouldn't be dropping a pearl now, right? This is a time when you should just not, right? You're selecting your cards, you're looking at cards. You shouldn't be able to just grab a pearl and drop it from here. First of all, it would look very strange. And also, no, there's a waste of a pearl. So we should prevent players from dropping pearls in this phase of the game. We should also not allow them to drop it before the round starts. And I dropped it at the very, very, very end of a round. And I think we have to be very careful about where we allow it and where we don't. Because I do want players to be like, oh no, I dropped it at a bad time. Or it was a bad decision to bring that pearl in. Or, I dropped it on the wrong place. All of those mistakes, I want to be valid. I want players to experience that and then learn from that and do better next time. I don't want it to be so punishing, however, that it's totally unfair. Like me grabbing a pearl and dropping it before the match even started should not be allowed. Okay, so those are two places. Like here is where it should be valid, right? Between this, right, and during the battle. In fact, that's really the only time I want people to be able to grab a pearl and drop it. If they are holding onto a pearl and the round ends, I should automatically return it to the tray. Okay, so that's a third condition I definitely want to do. Even for the Pearl Drop Manager, the thing that you use to take a pearl from your collection and bring it into the match, I had to go through the motions of like, oh, that win percentage got funny. It was a very, very small number, and computers have a way of having an exponential display that's bizarre. I should clean that up. Of course I should. I will note that and come back to it. This is... I will be careful not to save my script, however. Pop up. Post-match pop-up. I'm just going to note it. That was the win percentage. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This win percentage should not be ticking up. I don't think it was dividing by 0. Actually, was it? I think it was. Maybe that's what it was. This is you've leveled up experience. Victory. Match complete. Where are we? Oh, these are the banners. Right, here's the display down here. Win percentage. Here we go. So what is the condition? I don't know. I'm just going to note it and come back later. Fix meh. Careful not to save. It's this progress. Displayed it at a weird point here and there. It's probably because this was 0. if played is 0, do not show this tick up. Okay, don't save. Save later. It's because I lose my data. So, match complete. We lost. Back at the campaign. Tough luck, QuickFox. So, definitely don't want to. So I don't want to drop it now, before the round. Okay. Basically, I think I want to be concentrating on the times when you can drop it. That makes more sense. We're gonna defeat Ms. Grid. We're gonna do it. So by default, no, you cannot drop it. So by default, this tray should not be allowed. If you have something held, it has automatically returned to the tray. That's the default. There's only times when you can take it out. Let's find those times and be very intentional with that while we test. Goodness, QuickFox cannot get good cards. So, when could we drop it? Now, right? Starting as soon as the camera stops, yeah? I want this tray to display them too. Now, is that true? Would this make sense to drop the pearl now? Only if it was the kind of pearl that does something spectacular. Well, I mean, even a freeze, an ice drop, freezes movement of cards. I guess you could drop it. It's not going to do you any good, though, because this is just advancing cards, and your cards are going to advance, and they won't. I don't want to limit what players can do with their pearls. I don't want to limit what pearls could do in the context of battle, but I'm just trying to help the player by preventing them from doing dumb things. So absolutely, when cards are turned over, you should be able to drop pearls, even while there's battle going on, especially while battle's going on. In fact, taking out the pearl at the right time, placing it in the right place, dropping it in the right spot, that's all part of the pearl drops. That's part of that gameplay. But now that that is over, like the moment that round ended, if you were holding onto a pearl, it should immediately return automatically. It should be out of your hands. So you release and nothing happens because it's in the tray. So again, you cannot pick it up. You cannot drop. It's not even, the tray isn't even showing. Still not there. Okay, I think I got it. So it's really, it's got to be from the moment your first card turns over, and then still now, you could drop it now, sure, why not? It might be a dumb mistake on your part to drop that pearl at that time in that location. That's all on you though. But in terms of preventing them from doing it, I think we're allowing them to do it from here on. This is that you're still able to do it. The only time we're going to stop, so from the moment your first card turns over to the moment the round ends. And if you have it held when the round ends, it automatically returns. Okay, that's a fairly straightforward set of rules. Cool. Quick Fox won a match. Ms. Grape is defeated. And we leveled up. Oh, dang. So I've been looking at another thing while I've been playtesting. Is this uh, progression for experience to levels a reasonable number? Doing 2 matches and you immediately level up? We did win, and we get extra experience for that. Um, and we played, I think, 5 rounds total. I mean, I don't know. It might be a little low. Might be a little low. Same thing with the cooldowns for the pearls. I keep an eye on them while I'm playtesting to see if I should adjust them. Okay, so we completed one step in our campaign. We were here. Now we're here. Wait, why did we picked okay. This is part of the node network that I had to develop for the campaigns. These campaigns are being generated, and they're being generated as a path, a series of paths. And so we made a choice. We went through Ms. Grape. Because of that, we did not allow this path to even be. So in other words, we only can go hit this opponent now. The pastry of the gods was being brought to the brown horses specifically for the holiday of wonder. Warden Kimchi Bane has cast an enchantment making it float away. Everyone is sad. Well, I'd be sad too. Wouldn't you be sad? Let's help these proud horses, shall we? Oh, okay. That's a good one. Except for the health. All right. Yeah. So I think we got our rules. The rule. So I also don't want this showing unless the first card is turned over. I mean, is there any case when I actually want to drop a pearl before any card is turned over? See, that's the thing. These advance until they met the opponent in the same lane. So it really doesn't matter if we meet here in the middle or if we meet over here because I froze them, for example. I guess I could, oh, you know what? I guess I could drop a pearl like our super powerful, crazy black hole ones called Void. These things literally eliminate the cards off the battlefield. You could drop it now. It might be dumb to drop it now, but I wonder if we should let them. Actually, I don't have enough information. I would lean towards waiting until the first card is turned over and then let them do it. This would encourage smart heads up pearl dropping for new players. Perhaps an advanced player would want to do something else. So we'll keep that in mind for later, and we might change the rule. I still think it makes sense to wait until the first card turns over anyway. Okay, we gotta win. Quick Fox has to win. Not with these cards. These are terrible. Oh my goodness. Well, Let's see what we can do. So we're in stage 2 of a 3-stage campaign. It's possible this is one where the opponent has a pearl to drop or something. And now, who knows? We are frozen for 3 rounds or something. I guess it's possible, but I think that should absolutely be the final stage, the boss. I'm on the fence whether any others should or should not. It's easy enough to just limit it to a particular AI difficulty level, like stage 3 or 4. That's fine. Okay, we're bringing it back. We might go to overtime. Yep. Okay. I don't know. I guess the readability is king. The design of these cards is crap. Colors are crap. Layout is crap. But the readability wins. So I guess I'm not as sad as I was. Nah, I'm still sad. It's terrible. These are really ugly designs. So these are terrible cards, and I'm totally gonna lose. That is okay. That's what the T is for. Wow. Yeah, big time. Well, we had fun, we learned. And see, that's the thing. If I had a pearl, having a bad hand of cards to play with matters less, right? I now have not enough, right, to get past this with those cards. But if I had a pearl, let's see. Okay, so we have the rules, I think, and we have a little bit of notes to take here. Let's save that. Boop. In fact, let's just do that now. If we are starting out, we haven't played any matches, and dividing by 0 implodes the universe. So let's not do that. This is going to be ticked up at some point, then it's not 0. But unfortunately, at some point, yeah, we go from what was to what is. And if what was is 0, then we shouldn't be doing any of this. Yeah. I can do this. So first of all, if this is 0, in other words, if progress timer is more than that number and percentage starts out at 0, so I'm safe to just say and played is more than 0. This is an integer. As long as it's more than 0, we can do this. And now the timer's in between these numbers. It's counting down. Again, I do not want to do this. Right? Not if this number is 0. Since percent is already 0, I really only want to do this if this calculated number is more than 0. Float. If it is equal to 0, no, it's not going to do it. And percentage will just stay 0. Okay. Now we're here. And this is less than, then played is increased, and it's definitely not 0 because we've just increased it. So we're good. Otherwise, we do this, play as again is not 0, so we're good. Okay. Okay. I should actually test again with a brand new account, but I'll do that another time. Cool. Our job now is to have a mechanism to automatically return the pearl to the tray. We have that. We just need to call it. The emergency situation could arise, though, where the round has ended. This is not a script that knows what's going on with the rounds. Other scripts do. So I need to make this a public function so that another script can call this. And to be explicit, I will comment like a good engineer should. I'm not an engineer. Okay. Return. Oh, yeah, that's true. If this doesn't exist, don't do this. Right. Validate. That's another good thing engineers should do. I'm not an engineer. Return any dragging pearl back to player 2's tray. Just don't let them drop it. Okay? And I think because we are setting these things, it doesn't matter when they let go. Even if it is that frame. They're in the match. The pearl is taken because they're holding onto a pearl they got from their collection. And are they dragging? No, this is false. So did this go up? Yes, but we never got there. I think that's safe. So step 1, be able to emergency return the pearl to the tray. We can do that. And we can even do it from another script. In fact, we have to do it from another script. Now, and by the way, it's this script that knows about that. And it's this script that we need to talk to. In fact, the only reason I have this reference, why do I have this reference actually? Why am I doing that? I think I'm anticipating doing something. Well, I am checking to see if we're in the match. Oh, I'm already checking to see if we're in the match. Oh, right. Meaning I am in the scene where our game actually happens. Otherwise, we're actually running around the rest of the menu system, collecting and holding our pearls, or revoking them, or whatever. But this gets to be true when we are actually in the scene with this script. So that's how it knows we are in that scene. At the same time, I should... This is on a timer, and I did that so I'm not doing it every frame. I suppose I could dial that down if I need to. It happens once a second, and it's not terrible. It's actually pretty good. But I could also ask this thing we are if we should be able to drop the pearl. So what I'm forming in my head is the condition that I need to track. Like this, are we in the scene? I should probably have a yes or no that says can drag, right? Because if that's true, then we should be showing the tray. We should allow them to pick it up and drag it around and drop. If they are still dragging it and this goes false, I want it to automatically return, like immediately. In fact, we do this safety revoke, which is different than return. This means actually return this pearl back to the collection as if you never took it without a cooldown penalty. Just revoke it. This is just going back to the tray so you could pick it up again. Okay, random match. Pearl taken, pearl dragging. So actually, yeah, this looks like a really, really good place. If can drag is not true, we want to do special things. Else. Okay. So if you cannot drag this, right, while we are dragging it, you see, then I want to absolutely return pearl to tray. And then it skips this, it skips that, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Cool. So I can just signal now. I can just signal that. I don't need to have this public, actually. Why would I not want it to be public? Because it ensures I only have to deal with things in one place. It's easier to manage. Instead, I'm going to make this public. I like the idea that it's the tool that's managing the battle that knows when to drag and when you can drag and when you cannot. Dragging meaning I have a pearl in a tray and I can pull it out. Now, if you hadn't taken a pearl, this won't do anything. But I need to know whether you can or not. First of all, this emergency, stop everything, put it back, is good. This will definitely happen if you are dragging it. Cool. Secondly, this tool is also in control of the tray. Right now it's just saying, do you have a pearl that you can pick up? Well, I would like to say, yeah, that's not good enough. You need to also I should show you the tray to say you have a pearl you can be using this match, but I'm going to take away the button, or the ability to click, I should say. Okay, so if you don't have a pearl that is held, or you Cannot drag. Can drag is no. Then skip the rest of this. This is showing the tray, but not the button. So the button isn't much. It's literally just says Perl. I can have this be more useful actually. This is a tiny font. Is it tiny enough to do this? Yeah, but that's probably good, actually. It might not be tiny enough. Let's try it out. So there's a couple of things to try out. First of all, I want to see the Perl name in the button now. That makes sense. I want to make sure it's small enough font you could read it, but it shows all of the words. I want to know that this can drag button is in control of showing the button, but the tray is still there. And if I click off can drag while I'm dragging, I can't do both those because I'll be dragging with my mouse. Okay. To test that, I'm going to need to, well, I could cheat actually. These are fun. Let me grab T actually. I will have a cheat code specifically to test this. I will make it say can drag is, well, I'll just toggle it. How about that? So that I can be dragging and hit this key and watch it automatically put my Perl back. Okay, so we have a few things to test. Let's go. I will need an account that has a list of Perls. And actually, are these all on cooldown? Probably. This is why we have cheats. Yep. Yup. 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 Cheat. 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 I'm literally just hitting the button I need to hit. Okay. Hey, we have all our Perls. So I'm going to take this one and I am going into a match and I'm going to move this up so I can read what's going on with this because now I have this can drag that's going to be toggleable. So right now I cannot drag and so I can't click. Good, good. And I'm going to say do round. I still can't click it. It's there still, but I can't click anything, so I can't accidentally drop it now. And I can't intentionally drop it. I can't drop it. So right about, I'm going to put my finger on the key to toggle this. Right about here, I would turn it on. It says Mega Blast. Ooh, actually, this could be big. This could be very big. I'll put it right back where it was. And I can drag it out. Let's test that. Drag it out. And it's big because the camera is actually really zoomed in this first round. Round 5, it's zoomed way out. So I'm going to hit the button to toggle it. Okay, what did that do? It did return it. Yes. It did not say can drag. Okay, so I will need to make that part of the returning to the tray. Okay. Again, I could drag and return it. Yes. Nice. And by the way, did that? Okay. All right, there's a couple of things we're learning on this test. If another script is in charge of this and it says, oh no, you need to have this canceled because the round is done, it's too late to drop the pearl, right? It should do this, okay? And the only thing I need to add to this is it needs to turn this back on. As long as it's valid. I think, yeah, I need the other script, this one that's in charge of the battle. I think I need this thing to either have some information available, like here, so that I know it's a good time to drop, or this script is going to be in charge of clicking this button. I could do either one, I think, but I need to figure out which one's best. So when I say dragging, but no, return, I think right now I'm just going to say automatically click this on. And then I will change that from here. Yeah, I think from this script that's handling the battle. I mean, otherwise, I need my Pearl drop script to understand what's happening in the battle. And I don't know that I have that information from here. Yeah, yeah, I don't. I don't. Okay, so by default, this is me. uh, This is me quickly duplicating code. So our AI does what the player does to drop a pearl and saying like, yeah, I'll come back and fix that later. I'll tidy that up later. Yeah, this return pearl should also automatically say wait, when do I set that to false? Hold up. When do I set this true? When do I set this to be false? I check if it's true or false. It is false to start with, and I cheat, and that's it. So I never set it. Okay, so actually maybe I don't. Maybe I don't need to do that. Okay. The reason why I don't think I need to do anything is because, well, first of all, this little function is really handling one little thing, which is put the pearl back. The can drop or cannot drop is not something this little function should be in charge of. In fact, it should be controlling whether or not we put it back in the tray. So I think I've got that mixed up. Cool. Let's figure out the easiest way for the script that handles the battle to talk to that script and change can drag true or false. Okay. I suppose if I do it more than once, I will want to have a variable. So I grab a reference to Pearl Dropper once. I'll bet you I already do it. I bet you I already do it. Nope, I do not. Well, actually, that makes some sense. I have kept this separate from a lot of things already. Um, so for now, no, I'm gonna want this. Yeah, I'm actually gonna want this, not just for can drop, but for AI is also gonna want to do it, even the simple AI. It's gonna want to talk to this Pearl Dropper script and drop pearls for the AI. So, yes, I do want a reference to this. And I want to grab it now, and then I want to have it. So I want to confirm. Wow, what is this? Dude, I'm not validating anything. Bruh. Talk about bare bones prototype script. I am initializing things. Am I validating? Not much. Not much. It's okay. It's fine. Oop. And then as my pattern goes, I do validate. Wow, this is bare bones. I usually have a whole format for the warnings and logs and stuff, but this was literally, this script came from the earliest prototypes of this game, started 4 months ago. So yeah, that makes sense that it's kind of bare bones like this. Okay. Oh, and by the way, if I'm enabling false, this is not a warning, and I'm not ignoring. This is aborting. This is an error. I'm not giving a warning. I'm telling you I'm done. We're out. This is an error. It's not a warning. No. Error. Clearly, I was rapid prototyping when I made this. Okay. But I mean, this is what I mean. I haven't touched this script beyond the initial core gameplay because I haven't wanted to do so until I refactor. Being very careful about that. But cool. Now this is valid and I can use it. So reset the match should already be false. So this is false by default. I'm looking for the times when it should be true. And then I will find the places it should be false. Somewhere in this land, we flip cards. In fact, card flipper. There's going to be a time when we flip cards, not card referencer, but card flipper. I should just search for that. And at that time, we have at least one card flipped over. You know what? Ooh, there's a happy accident I can see. One of the things that I've been gonna, that's English. One of the things that I've wanted to fix is a delay, a time sync problem. I literally delay all my visual effects because of it. And you can see it in the game when you are looking at the console and or the score for that matter. And these things change before the effects are even done. Like the game knows who won well before it displays it for you. There's a time sync problem. Well, I'm thinking that actually works to my advantage here. I'm looking for the time that I should enable players to drop a pearl. I believe the best time to do that is when the battle has cards. In other words, it's not going to be in any of this mess. This is all game code for the core gameplay, but I think I'm looking for not advanced cards, not collapse lanes. See, that jade wall, for example, needs to prevent this. And I had no idea I was going to do anything like that until I started making pearls. Add to battle. Yes. Whether we are continuing a battle and cards are already flipped over, or we are just now flipping cards over. This actually knows that it's going to happen before the cards are flipped. This is out of sync. It happens before the cards are flipped over. This is a good time to do this. Yeah, here's the thing, the hack that we did a stream or two ago. This also knows, yeah, see, this is where add to battle is actually called. Yeah. Yeah. This is where we want to do it. If any cards are being turned up or added to the battle, this is the time when we should say, well, I'll do it down here. Enable pearl drops. Dropper can drag. So we are setting this to be true here, and this is the only place now. It's the only place where we're setting it to be true, and I think it's a good one. Even for the timing, which I think that's why I'm saying it's a happy accident. So now we need to find a place where this sets false. So we said it should be allowed to drag and drop a pearl as soon as cards are flipped over. That's what this is. And then we said as soon as the round ends. This is what I mean. This is a good thing that this is out of sync, because this is going to save players from dropping like I did right as the round was ending and I just lost a pearl. I was frustrated. I felt that as a player, and I would think this is something we should do. While players can make dumb mistakes with pearls, this is some dumb mistake that I think we should prevent. Skirmish end means the battle's still going on. Battle end means the end of the round. Okay, not battle end, but this is battle end, right? Okay, so skirmish, not skirmish end, yes, skirmish end, but not battle end. Now this is battle end. Okay. In fact, I still have logging here. I should clean this up. Okay, so here we are seeing if somebody won. Otherwise, we continue. We're still here. We haven't been able to exit here yet. Okay, so while I could do it up here, in fact, I kind of want to, just to make it clear. Ready to battle false. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a great place. So, disallow pearl drops. Yeah, dropper. Can drag equals false. This should immediately return a pearl that is being dragged. Make it really clear, so if I have a problem, I know where to find it. Now, what's so unusual about this is I'm going back to a very, very old script that is in prototype. It's pieced together. It's frankly a Franken script from an early version of the core gameplay. And I'm absolutely going to refactor all this. So I'm being intentional about being very loud while I add things to this script, because this is new stuff. This is an entirely different design I had no idea we were going to do until now. So, just being very explicit. So what I expect to see, because we're setting it true, we're setting it false. And it's literally another script's job to handle it. I think we picked a good one, actually. Good places to turn it on and off, and a good script to do it. Let's take Ice Drop. Let's go into a quick play. I cannot click. I cannot click. We're looking for it to turn on and be very aggressive, only allowing us to turn it on in a certain place. These are terrible cards. Okay, still can't click. Still can't click. Still cannot click. Good, good, good. Oh, it turned on for us. Oof, it's so out of sync that it knows one round ahead of time. In other words, cards have been added into battle. It knows that these two are about to meet. It hasn't yet, though. I'm actually not that sad about that. This is okay. If I say, oh, I could, wait, maybe it's too early. You know, I could do that. Yeah, this is so out of sync. Now I wonder if I want to keep that out of sync. It's so funny. Okay, so now I'm like, yeah, boom, right? Now that would freeze them. Of course it doesn't. I don't have the mechanism to stop them from attacking. There's another pearl that is meant to have the enemy forces attack each other. I definitely don't have that mechanism, because I always assume you are attacking the opponent. See, I had no idea we were going to do these things, but it's a good thing I haven't refactored this thing yet. Okay, so the tray is gone. Tray's not even here. Oh, you know why? Because I dropped it already. Whoops. By the way, here's how you break the game. You can exit. Now, I don't get credit for winning or losing the match, but that's actually the cheat. What if I have a terrible set of cards, right? You know, the real drawback is my pearl's on cooldown, or it should be. Why isn't it on cooldown? Oh, it was ice drop. No. Yeah, this is on cooldown. So, I mean, there is some penalty, but I wonder if there should be more. Like, if you start this and you're like, these are terrible cards, I'm getting out. Right? You shouldn't be able to do that, I think. Or should you? Because, oh no, mom's calling me to dinner or whatever. Or I spilled soda on my keyboard and I have to deal with it. Let me get out, right? There's some I'm on the fence on this because you should not be able to say, "Oh, screw these cards, I'm out." And let me go try it again and see if I get better cards first round, right? Likewise, if you're near the end of a match and you know you're going to lose, no. So I'm already making sure you don't get credit for that match. I guess you lose time. You're wasting your time, I guess. Maybe that's penalty enough. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on that. Okay, so this popped up. By the way, I want to make the font bigger. The Mega Blast is here. Okay, and I'm like, oh, I'm totally gonna do it. Totally gonna do it. You know it. Oh, wait. Maybe I shouldn't drop it. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I am indecisive. Oh, it was taken away from me because the round ended. And it is not going to turn on yet because it's not a good time to pick it up. So I can't click. And so it saved me from losing my pearl. Thank you, system. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, so we good? Like this is good. Except for the font size, I think we got it. Yeah, see? Ooh. It saved me from prematurely losing a pearl for no reason because the round ended. It's not a good time. Cool. What if the opponent has a pearl? Oh, actually, I should prevent them from dropping too. Huh. It's the same number, right? The same true false. Hey, we won. Cool. I should prevent that. I don't know how I'm gonna implement the AI dropping a pearl yet, but I should prevent it the exact same way. In essence, yeah, there's no reason I shouldn't do this for both pearls, right? We're both dragging a pearl. Yeah, actually, both player one and player two, right? I'm not crazy, you're crazy. I mean, thank you for watching the VOD. Please subscribe and follow and show up on stream. Okay, we got P down. Say Pearl held, P held. Not true. You see P drag is false. And if the object is not null, then delete it, please. Yep. So it's really return pearls to tray, you know, but I don't care. So, cool. Definitely do it if I was, sorry, the human was dragging around and suddenly it's not okay to drag, return it and skip all this. But also if AI is doing that, right? Okay, this is the AI drag timer. This is where they drop. Okay, so I need to do an extra thing here. If not, can drag. Okay. It's the exact same thing I'm doing here. So return to tray. Absolutely. And all that will be cleaned up. But I also need to say AI drag timer is going to be 0 to prevent it from running. And reset it, basically. This will all be skipped. Drop timer. So if it was already dropped and then the round ended while it was dropping, tough luck. Sorry. Not going to save that one. You already let go. It's a tactical decision and a skill choice. The timing is part of the skill. So we're good? I think so. Let's look at this font. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I think I can actually launch the AI dropping a pearl at a bad time too to test it out. Quick box. Boxing? Is that what? Yeah, okay. Oh, we don't have a pearl. Dang, dude, you gotta win. I suppose I could cheat, collect a pearl. I suppose I could do that. But we got this, right? Oh, we're good. We're gonna win. Right? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. We got this. Easy. Wow. Totally easy. Well, we just gotta win one more. Who needs pearls? We got this. That's these aren't great. They could be better. Mm, yeah, not the best, but we'll do it. We got this. Oh, I'm sure I was gonna end stream at some point. I'm sure I had other things. I do. But I'd like getting to a good stopping point. I was unable to do that yesterday. I'm really frustrated. I think that's why I woke up in the middle of the night and did the card redesign stuff. Oh, we got this. We got this. We got this, right? We got this, right? We got this. Uh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No. Over? Yeah. So I really thought we were down, and we were. And then a luck win happened. Warden Kimchi Bane is defeated, and you were forced to release the singing harp from the spell, making it float safely back to the proud horses just in time for the holiday of wonder. So now everyone is happy. Time for the boss, right? Let's do it. The Moon Monkeys. Really looking forward to the mass wedding day, but now that Mrs. Waffle Nightmare has taken the light of the forest away from them, they're horrified. Hey, I'm horrified. There's a mass wedding day? That's crazy. I think we got this. I think we got this round. I think we got this round. I was wrong. We do not have this round. They have a lot of health and power. We have a card advantage for now. We don't have a card advantage. We also have a lot of health. Oh. Maybe, 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 maybe. No. I'm also looking out for, let's try not to be biased. Is this game all about luck? Right? The core gameplay has some luck because you get dealt these cards. Now you have a choice which cards you put into play, and so there's some, we start reducing that luck basically. But overall, looking at the matches over and over again, looking at lots of matches over time, is it 50-50? Is it really about luck? Well, I actually have a 63% win percentage on one of my accounts. And another account where I'm really, really sloppy, it is less than 50. So, like, intentionally play sloppy. So, doesn't seem like luck, but it does seem balanced, which is kind of cool. Okay, we need to win this one. We can win this one. We have 2 health cards. It has crappy power, but yes, they had terrible luck, so we had a chance and we got it. Okay, so for this boss to go down, see again, terrible power. For this boss to go down, oof, I don't want to go in there with just luck. I'm gonna have to go in there with just luck. That's crazy. All right, all right, all right. I need a really good card to sit next to it, actually. Wow. I think Okay, I think that's what I want. There is some thought process, and not knowing what these cards are kind of throws it out the window as soon as they turn over, which is why the pearls aren't going to make such a big difference. But before then, I do have a thought process about formation, the selection of the cards, and the order of them going into battle. Okay. Is there anything I need to do here that's going to help me? Least health. That's a dominant strategy. Sorry, dominant tactic. Tactic. Oh, we're totally gonna win. We already won. And a luck win just to insult them. Cool. We leveled up. And we defeated a boss in a campaign. It's time now for the mass wedding day. Shiver. And it's a good thing you defeated Mrs. Waffle Nightmare and brought back the light of the forest to the moon monkeys. They are gleeful. It's happy to help. And now we got defense boost. What's this? What's this error? I'm trying to access something that doesn't exist, really? What kind of thing would that be? It was just for one frame? Which one? I mean, not what frame, but what are we talking about? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. I bet you I came into this screen, which you cannot do unless you have pearls, and I had not yet collected pearls, so that makes sense, actually. I will check that out in 2 seconds, but first I'm going to admire the defense boost that I just got. Yay! This gives all your cards in battle a protective shield. All your cards have their defense stat raised by 2 up to a maximum of 10. Pearls. This pearl's effect ends at the end of the round. Cool. Let's take it. Let's go into the next campaign. Ooh, wow. So a 4-stage campaign. This already has an easy, a little bit harder, a little harder, hardest in terms of AI. I think, for sure, bosses should have a pearl to drop. But perhaps also stage 3 ones, whether they are a boss or not, should also have a pearl to drop. That makes a stage 4 campaign really tough. And I haven't yet implemented the thing where the campaign you get is a reflection of how experienced you are. That's why QuickFox got this. But let's go. Fancy cookie day. It's ruined. Oh no. Rogue Egg Ordeal has cast a spell and cast the parade banner in solid ice. The garden fairies are drained of life. Oh no. They must really like that parade banner. I mean, I don't know from parade banners, but it seems like they do, so I will trust them and help them. Let's do battle. Hey, what's this? Defense boost, right on. I can read it. It's big. It's not too much. I'm sure some name is going to be too much, but right now it's good. What I really want is the picture of the pearl. I'm running into an issue about rendering this on a GUI item. It's a little more complicated than it needs to be. I can do it. It's just super inefficient. And so I resist that. Defense boost. Well, let's do that. Boom. Bang. Well, I probably did it a little late anyway. I totally wasted it anyway. I know I did. Actually, that was a terrible time to drop a pearl. It was round one, for crying out loud. Yeah. Bad move on my part. That's okay. We got this. So, mm-hmm. Let's see if I can cheat the AI dropping a pearl when the round ends. Sure. I got it. I got it. First, AI has a pearl to drop. Okay. Now, I will wait for a good time to have it float out there. Drop. Okay. So the drop was already in effect. It had already dropped. It reached the end of the path and dropped. Therefore, you do not get it back. And so that was proper. That actually worked. Do want to test getting it to cancel and return it. Let me try it again. But give me a card, would you? Gee, these are terrible. Give me, give me, give me, give me. All right. I don't really care if I win or lose, but I would like to test. So it's going to drop. This was triggered. So it did try to delete it. Yeah, how much you want to bet this is the... Oh no, I'm asking it to launch. Then I should validate this. I will save this later. Do not save now. This does not equal null. Okay. I'll save that later. Do not save now. Okay. So I'm going to try and drop at the right time. Right when the round ends. It's about a second and a half, the time it takes to get to that endpoint. So I have to be careful. That's going to be a tricky thing to test. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, darn it. Too late. I tried. It ended before I could. We lost the... Oh no, we did. We did defeat them. I wasn't even paying attention to the match. Well, okay. I'm good. I think this will take care of that complaint. The other complaint, Oh, shoot. There was another error. What was it? Hmm. It was like out of range. Right, because I walked into the Perl script, sorry, the collection screen, and it was trying to access my collection, which makes sense, except I was just now collecting. So I wish I knew which line it was that was giving me the error. Oh, it's going to skip all this if it's 0. Ah, yes. Um, how do I know how many? Okay, maybe I should just hold on, because this does not validate that pearls are here. So I could try and validate it if I knew that pearls. Oh, I guess I could just say that. If it is blank, or if the length is 0. And believe it or not, these are two different questions. I need to ask both. First of all, I cannot even ask this question if this is blank. So I need to ask this first, but then I need to also do this. Otherwise, this will give me an error. So don't. Right now I validated this, so this will run fine. Where else would I need to do that? That's here. So I've come into the collection screen, but I've only done that because I'm just now collecting my first pearl. So this is, I guess it could be no. Object's length, this will also skip if it's 0. Carousel's hidden while the pop-up's up. So this doesn't even run. Yeah, that's it. And it was just doing it one frame. That was that error that I'm remembering was just one frame. So I think it was exactly this one function call. Okay. All right. But I am ready to stop streaming and do the other things that I have to do. I am a little tired too. I did get up in the middle of the night. Yeesh. So I believe this is where I would signal to a brand new tool that I haven't made yet. Hey, we should make some pearl drop effects. And I'm just sort of throwing in some fancy stuff to make it camera shake and look like a big burst of sparkles. But we need to do actual effects of pearls based on the rules of the game. So that's next. I think I have completed the whole thing that this tool needs to actually do. It might be messy. Yeah. And incomplete, but it works. So I think we're good. Um, Collection screen and carousel is all good. So we're right there. I'm abandoning the card redesign for now because it's just sad. And I'm so sad every time I look at this thing now. It's okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. I can't find the progress yet, but I will. For now, though, we good. I'm going to actually warm up my tea and have it again, or have more of it, or whatever. And we'll come back and do more stuff tomorrow, because yes. And so, have fun, do well, be good, uh, follow, like, subscribe, retweet, whatever it is. If you're watching the VOD, thank you. And I see you. Literally, if you're at the end of the VOD, wow. Uh, you should absolutely be on Twitch. You should absolutely follow. You should absolutely look at the schedule and show up because I see you. I know you're there. And I mean, I look at the views. I know there's like a dozen people who look at these. Uh, and between YouTube and Twitch, yeah, both I might have like 20 people. You guys should show up and say some things because we're making a game and I could use your help and you could be a part of the credits on the game. Yeah, it's true. Have fun, take care, do well, be good. See ya.